Stories and Documentary Network. The Maratha Empire, spanning from the late 17th to the early 19th century, wielded significant influence over the Indian subcontinent, leaving an indelible mark on its history. Emerging from the rugged terrain of the Deccan Plateau in present-day Maharashtra, the Marathas rose to power under the visionary leadership of Shivaji Maharaj. What began as a regional kingdom evolved into a sprawling empire that stretched from the Deccan into central and northern India, challenging Mughal hegemony and reshaping the political landscape. Geographically, the Maratha Empire encompassed vast territories across modern-day Maharashtra, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, and parts of present-day Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, and Andhra Pradesh. This expansive domain was not merely a product of military conquests but also a testament to the Marathas' adept diplomacy, strategic alliances, and administrative acumen. In Indian history, the Maratha Empire occupies a pivotal position. It emerged during a time of flux, characterized by the decline of the Mughal Empire and the rise of regional powers vying for supremacy. The Marathas not only filled the void left by the weakening Mughals but also established themselves as formidable contenders for dominance. Their military prowess, marked by swift cavalry attacks and guerrilla tactics, posed a formidable challenge to their adversaries. Moreover, the Marathas' cultural and social impact transcended their military achievements. They fostered a vibrant cultural milieu, patronizing art, literature, and architecture, particularly in the Marathi language. Their tolerant approach towards different religious communities contributed to a diverse and inclusive society, a hallmark of their governance. As we delve into the history of the Maratha Empire, it becomes evident that its legacy extends far beyond its territorial boundaries. It shaped subsequent developments in Indian politics, culture, and identity, influencing the course of modern Indian history. To understand the Maratha Empire is to grasp a crucial chapter in the narrative of India's rich and multifaceted past, a story of resilience, ambition, and enduring cultural heritage. The Marathas trace their origins to the Marathi-speaking agrarian communities of the Deccan Plateau, primarily present-day Maharashtra. Historically, they belonged to various agrarian and pastoral castes, initially concentrated in the western and central regions of Maharashtra. Over time, these communities coalesced into a distinct social and political entity, spurred by regional dynamics and the need for collective defense against external threats. The Marathas' ascent to prominence began amidst the turbulent political landscape of 16th and 17th century India. The Deccan, characterized by its rugged terrain and fragmented political authority, provided fertile ground for local chieftains and warrior clans to assert autonomy and expand their spheres of influence. It was within this milieu that Shivaji Bhosale, later known as Shivaji Maharaj, emerged as a visionary leader and strategist. Shivaji Maharaj, born in 1630, is revered as the architect of the Maratha Empire. His early years were marked by exposure to the political intrigues of the Deccan, witnessing the decline of the powerful Deccan sultanates and the encroachment of the Mughal Empire. Inspired by his mother Jijabai and guided by skilled commanders like Dadaja Khandev, Shivaji began consolidating his power in the rugged hills of the Western Ghats. Shivaji Maharaj's strategic brilliance and military acumen became evident as he launched daring raids on nearby territories controlled by Bijapur Sultanate and the Mughals. He effectively utilized guerrilla warfare tactics, leveraging the terrain to his advantage and building a loyal army of skilled cavalrymen known as the Maratha Light Cavalry. His early successes in capturing strategic forts such as Torna and Rajgad laid the foundation for a nascent Maratha state. By the late 17th century, Shivaji Maharaj had carved out a formidable kingdom known as the Maratha Swarajya, or self-rule. This realm extended across significant parts of western Maharashtra and adjoining areas, comprising a network of forts, towns, and agricultural hinterlands. Shivaji's administration was marked by innovative governance practices, including a decentralized administrative structure and promotion of local self-governance through the system of Ashta Pradhan, Council of 8 Ministers. The establishment of Raigad as the capital symbolized Shivaji's ambition to consolidate Maratha power and foster a distinct Maratha identity. His naval expeditions against the British, Portuguese, and other maritime powers further enhanced Maratha influence along the western coast of India. The Marathas, renowned for their military prowess, employed a combination of innovative strategies and adaptive tactics that contributed significantly to their expansion and consolidation as a dominant force in India. Under leaders such as Shivaji Maharaj and his successors, the Marathas perfected the art of guerrilla warfare and mobile cavalry tactics. Their light cavalry, known as the Maratha horsemen, were swift and highly skilled in hit-and-run attacks, utilizing the rugged terrain of the Deccan to their advantage. This mobility allowed them to outmaneuver larger and more heavily armed forces, harassing supply lines and disrupting enemy communication networks. Additionally, the Marathas were adept at siege warfare, utilizing their network of strategically located forts, such as Raigad, Pratapgarh, and Sinhagad, as bases for operations. These forts not only served as defensive bastions but also as launching pads for offensive campaigns into neighboring territories. The Marathas' expansion beyond their Deccan heartland into northern India marked a significant phase in their history. Under the leadership of Peshwa Baji Rao I, R. 1720–1740, and his successors, the Marathas embarked on ambitious military campaigns aimed at consolidating their influence over vast swaths of the subcontinent. One of the pivotal campaigns was the Maratha invasion of North India in the early 18th century. Baji Rao I's rapid military campaigns, often referred to as the Maratha Resurrection, saw the Marathas extending their authority up to the outskirts of Delhi. They defeated the Mughal armies and established control over territories in present-day Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, and Rajasthan. The Battle of Delhi in 1737, where the Marathas decisively defeated the Mughal Emperor Muhammad Shah's forces, underscored their military supremacy in northern India. The Marathas' expansion into northern territories was not merely military conquests but also involved forging alliances with local Rajput rulers, Jats, and other regional powers. These alliances enabled the Marathas to leverage local support and consolidate their hold over diverse socio-cultural landscapes. Despite their military successes, the Marathas encountered formidable challenges from other regional powers, particularly the Mughal Empire and emerging European colonial forces. The decline of the Mughal Empire in the early 18th century created a power vacuum that various regional powers sought to fill. The Marathas clashed repeatedly with remnants of the Mughal forces, particularly during the reign of Aurangzeb's successors. The Mughals, though weakened, still posed a significant threat and engaged the Marathas in protracted conflicts for control over strategic territories. Additionally, the rise of European colonial powers, such as the British and the French, posed a new challenge to Maratha supremacy. The Anglo-Maratha Wars, 18th and early 19th centuries, witnessed intense military engagements between the Marathas and the British East India Company, leading to territorial losses and eventual British dominance in India. Internal conflicts and rivalries among Maratha chieftains, exacerbated by succession disputes and regional power struggles, also posed challenges to their unity and centralized authority. Despite these challenges, the Marathas' resilience and adaptability allowed them to maintain a significant presence in Indian politics well into the 19th century. Maratha society during the Maratha Empire was characterized by a complex interplay of caste dynamics, social hierarchy, and religious diversity. At the top of the social hierarchy were the Maratha warrior clans, including the families of Shivaji Maharaj and his loyal commanders, who held positions of authority and leadership in the military and administration. Below them were the landed elites, known as Deshmukhs and Deshpans, who served as intermediaries between the Maratha rulers and the agrarian communities. These elites controlled vast estates and wielded considerable economic and political influence within their respective regions. The majority of the population consisted of peasants, artisans, and laborers from various caste backgrounds. Agriculture formed the backbone of the Maratha economy, with communities engaged in farming practices ranging from subsistence agriculture to specialized crop cultivation, such as sugarcane and cotton. Religiously, Maratha society exhibited a remarkable degree of tolerance and inclusivity. While the ruling elite predominantly adhered to Hinduism, they patronized diverse religious traditions, including Jainism, Islam, and Sikhism. Shivaji Maharaj himself was known for his respect towards different faiths and issued several decrees promoting religious harmony and protection of religious minorities. The Maratha Empire implemented several economic policies aimed at promoting agricultural productivity and economic prosperity. One of the notable innovations was the promotion of irrigation systems and water management techniques, such as building reservoirs, talavs, and canals, bandaras, which facilitated controlled water distribution for agricultural purposes. Land revenue administration under the Marathas was characterized by a system of taxation that varied based on land fertility and productivity. Revenue collection was decentralized, with local officials responsible for tax assessment and collection, contributing to the empire's fiscal stability. Trade and commerce flourished under Maratha rule, facilitated by the establishment of urban centers and trade routes. Cities such as Pune, Satara, Kolhapur, and Indore emerged as vibrant commercial hubs, fostering trade networks that connected the Deccan with northern and western India. The Marathas actively promoted trade by providing security to merchants, improving infrastructure, and removing trade barriers. Urban centers in the Maratha Empire served as administrative capitals, military strongholds, and centers of cultural patronage. Pune, under the Peshwas, emerged as the de facto capital and cultural center of the empire, hosting a thriving community of scholars, artists, and poets. Trade routes played a crucial role in connecting the Maratha heartland with regions beyond their immediate control. The Bhosle rulers of Nagpur, for instance, facilitated trade routes linking Nagpur with ports on the western coast, enhancing commerce in cotton textiles and agricultural produce. Maratha influence extended beyond political boundaries, shaping cultural exchanges and economic interactions across different regions of India. The empire's emphasis on trade and urban development contributed to the socio-economic integration of diverse communities and fostered a cosmopolitan outlook among its subjects. The Maratha Empire, particularly under the Peshwa administration, was characterized by significant administrative reforms and a decentralized governance structure that contributed to its stability and expansion. The Peshwas, who served as the prime ministers or chief executives of the Maratha Empire, wielded considerable authority in day-to-day governance. Initially appointed as military commanders, the Peshwas gradually assumed broader administrative responsibilities, overseeing revenue collection, judicial affairs, and diplomatic relations on behalf of the Chhatrapati, the Maratha king. One of the key administrative reforms introduced by the Peshwas was the system of diarchy, wherein power was shared between the Peshwa, executive head, and the Chhatrapati, titular head. While the Chhatrapati retained ceremonial authority and legitimacy as the nominal ruler, real political power rested with the Peshwa, who controlled state affairs and military operations. Decentralization was another hallmark of Maratha administration under the Peshwas. The empire was divided into semi-autonomous territories or domains, Swarajya, each administered by regional governors, Saranjamdar, appointed by the Peshwa. These governors enjoyed significant autonomy in local governance, including revenue administration, judicial matters, and maintenance of law and order. The Chhatrapati, or the Maratha king, played a crucial but ceremonial role in the political structure of the empire. Traditionally, the Chhatrapati hailed from the Bhosle dynasty and held hereditary rights to the throne. While the Chhatrapati symbolized the unity and sovereignty of the Maratha state, actual political power rested with the Peshwa and the Council of Ministers, Ashta Pradhan. The Chhatrapati's duties included ceremonial functions, such as presiding over religious ceremonies, receiving foreign dignitaries, and granting audiences to his subjects. Despite the ceremonial nature of the position, the Chhatrapati occasionally wielded influence in matters of succession, alliances, and the appointment of key officials within the administration. The relationship between the Chhatrapati and the Peshwa was often characterized by collaboration and mutual respect, although tensions occasionally arose over issues of authority and governance. The Peshwas, while exercising de facto control, recognized the symbolic importance of the Chhatrapati in maintaining legitimacy and unity among the Maratha factions. The Maratha Empire maintained a well-defined legal system and justice administration aimed at ensuring equitable governance and social order. The legal framework drew upon Hindu legal traditions, particularly the Manusmriti and local customary laws, which guided judicial proceedings and dispute resolution. Justice administration was decentralized, with each territorial division or domain, Swarajya, having its own court system presided over by a local administrator or chief justice, Nyayadhyaksha. These courts adjudicated civil and criminal cases based on established laws and precedents, ensuring swift and impartial justice to the subjects of the empire. The Peshwas and their council of ministers played a supervisory role in legal matters, overseeing the appointment of judges, formulation of legal codes, and resolution of interterritorial disputes. Special courts, such as revenue courts, Nyaya Mandals, were also established to handle land disputes and taxation issues, contributing to the empire's administrative efficiency and judicial integrity. The Maratha Empire, particularly under the Peshwa rule, witnessed a flourishing of arts, literature, and architecture, marking a golden age in Marathi cultural history. The Peshwas, known for their sophisticated tastes and scholarly interests, provided generous patronage to artists, scholars, and architects, fostering a vibrant cultural milieu. Artistically, Maratha patronage encompassed various forms, including painting, sculpture, and music. The Peshwa courts attracted talented artists and craftsmen from different parts of India, leading to the development of distinct regional styles and artistic traditions. Notable examples include the architectural splendor of Shaniwar Wada in Pune, characterized by its intricate carvings and spacious courtyards, which served as a cultural and administrative center of the empire. Literature flourished under Maratha patronage, with Marathi language and literature gaining prominence as a medium of intellectual expression. Scholars such as Moropant and Ramdas Swami contributed to Marathi literature through their poetry, devotional compositions, and philosophical treatises, reflecting the spiritual and cultural ethos of the time. Marathi language and literature experienced a renaissance during the Maratha Empire, becoming a vehicle for literary expression, religious discourse, and social critique. The Peshwa era saw the emergence of Marathi as a court language and a medium of administration, contributing to its status as a literary language of choice among scholars and poets. Notable literary works from this period include Tukaram's Abhanga devotional poetry, which resonated with themes of bhakti, devotion, and spiritual enlightenment. The Bhakti movement, with its emphasis on personal devotion and social reform, found fertile ground in Marathi literature, inspiring poets and philosophers to explore themes of morality, humanism, and social justice. The Maratha Empire exhibited remarkable religious tolerance and cultural assimilation, fostering a pluralistic society where diverse religious traditions coexisted harmoniously. Shivaji Maharaj himself set a precedent of religious tolerance by respecting and patronizing different faiths, including Hinduism, Islam, Jainism, and Sikhism. Under Maratha rule, temples, mosques, and gurudwaras received patronage and support, reflecting the empire's inclusive approach towards religious communities. The Marathas adopted a policy of non-interference in religious practices and promoted dialogue and cooperation among religious leaders, fostering a climate of mutual respect and cultural exchange. Cultural assimilation was also evident in the synthesis of regional artistic styles and architectural motifs. Maratha architecture, influenced by Indo-Islamic and Deccan Sultanate traditions, blended intricate carvings, domed structures, and spacious courtyards, exemplified in landmarks such as the Lal Mahal in Pune and the Rajwada in Indore. The Maratha Empire, at its zenith during the 18th century, faced several internal and external factors that contributed to its eventual decline. Internally, succession disputes among the Maratha chieftains weakened central authority and led to factionalism. The assassination of Peshwa Narayan Rao in 1773 and subsequent conflicts over leadership exacerbated these tensions. Externally, the rise of British colonial power posed a formidable challenge to Maratha dominance. British expansionist policies, coupled with alliances forged with disgruntled Maratha factions, ignited a series of Anglo-Maratha wars. These conflicts, spanning from the late 18th to the early 19th centuries, resulted in territorial losses and the imposition of British suzerainty over large parts of India. The Anglo-Maratha Wars were pivotal in shaping the fate of the Maratha Empire. The First Anglo-Maratha War, 1775 to 1782, saw the East India Company's forces clash with Maratha armies, leading to the Treaty of Salbai, which established a status quo ante bellum. However, subsequent conflicts, including the Second, 1803 to 1805, and Third, 1817 to 1818, Anglo-Maratha Wars, resulted in decisive British victories. The defeat of the Marathas at battles such as Assaye and Koregaon led to the signing of treaties that dismantled Maratha territories, reduced their sovereignty, and integrated princely states into the British Raj. By the early 19th century, the Maratha Empire ceased to exist as a unified political entity, marking the end of Maratha political hegemony in India. Despite its decline, the Maratha Empire left a lasting legacy that continues to influence Indian politics, culture, and military traditions. Politically, the concept of regional autonomy and decentralized governance, pioneered by the Marathas, influenced the structure of princely states during the British Raj and post-independence India. Culturally, the Maratha legacy is evident in Marathi language and literature, which flourished under their patronage and continues to thrive as a vibrant literary tradition. Artistic achievements in architecture, music, and dance also reflect the empire's rich cultural heritage, influencing regional artistic expressions in Maharashtra and beyond. In military traditions, the Marathas' guerrilla warfare tactics and cavalry strategies influenced subsequent Indian military campaigns against colonial powers. Leaders like Shivaji Maharaj remain celebrated for their military acumen and resistance against foreign domination, inspiring nationalist sentiments during India's struggle for independence. The Maratha legacy experienced a resurgence during the colonial and post-colonial periods, as Maharashtra emerged as a significant political and cultural force in independent India. The colonial era saw the revival of Maratha pride and identity movements, inspired by historical figures such as Shivaji Maharaj and the ideals of Maratha independence. During the Indian independence movement, leaders like Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Gopal Krishna Gokhale invoked Maratha history and ethos to mobilize popular support against British rule. Tilak, in particular, championed the celebration of Shivaji Jayanti, Shivaji Maharaj's birth anniversary, as a nationalist symbol of resistance and cultural revival. Post-independence, the Maratha community played a prominent role in Maharashtra's political landscape. The formation of the state of Maharashtra in 1960, with Mumbai as its capital, marked a significant milestone in Maratha political assertion. Political parties such as the Shiv Sena and the Nationalist Congress Party, NCP, which trace their roots to Maratha-centric ideologies, have wielded considerable influence in Maharashtra's governance and socio-economic policies. The Maratha legacy is celebrated through various cultural symbols and festivals that commemorate its historical significance and cultural heritage. Shivaji Jayanti, observed on February 19 each year, honors Shivaji Maharaj's birth anniversary with processions, cultural programs, and speeches extolling his valor and leadership. Festivals such as Ganesh Chaturthi, celebrated with great fervor across Maharashtra, reflect the Maratha tradition of religious tolerance and cultural assimilation. The festival, which includes elaborate processions and community gatherings, underscores the Marathas' devotion to Lord Ganesh and their cultural affinity for communal festivities. Architecturally, Maratha forts and palaces such as Raigad Fort and Shaniwar Wada in Pune serve as enduring symbols of Maratha grandeur and military prowess. These monuments attract tourists and history enthusiasts, highlighting the empire's architectural legacy and its impact on regional aesthetics. The Maratha Empire's influence extends beyond Maharashtra, shaping contemporary cultural, political, and social narratives across India. Marathi language and literature remain vibrant cultural touchstones, with Marathi cinema and theater contributing to the promotion of regional identity and artistic expression. Economically, Maharashtra has emerged as one of India's leading industrial hubs, propelled by Mumbai's status as a global financial center and Pune's burgeoning IT sector. The entrepreneurial spirit and business acumen fostered by the Marathas continue to resonate in Maharashtra's dynamic economic landscape. Moreover, the ethos of Maratha valor, resilience, and social justice continues to inspire movements for social reform and empowerment within Maharashtra and beyond. Initiatives aimed at addressing caste disparities and promoting educational opportunities reflect ongoing efforts to uphold the principles of equity and inclusivity championed by historical Maratha leaders. The Maratha Empire stands as a testament to India's rich historical tapestry, marked by resilience, cultural vibrancy, and strategic prowess. Emerging from the Deccan Plateau under the visionary leadership of Shivaji Maharaj, the empire not only challenged the dominance of the Mughals but also reshaped the political landscape of pre-colonial India. Spanning from the late 17th to the early 19th centuries, the Maratha Empire's expansive reach across western, central, and northern India underscored its military strength and administrative innovation. It pioneered decentralized governance under the Peshwas, fostering regional autonomy while maintaining cultural cohesion through religious tolerance and inclusive policies. The Marathas' patronage of arts, literature, and architecture enriched India's cultural heritage, with Marathi language and literature flourishing as expressions of regional pride and intellectual sophistication. Architectural marvels such as forts and palaces stand as enduring symbols of Maratha grandeur and engineering ingenuity. However, the empire's decline in the face of British colonial expansion highlights broader lessons about the complexities of Indian history and the challenges of maintaining unity amidst diversity. The Anglo-Maratha Wars marked a turning point, leading to the eventual incorporation of Maratha territories into the British Raj and shaping subsequent nationalist movements. Nevertheless, the Maratha Empire's legacy endures in contemporary India, influencing political discourse, cultural identity, and regional development. Its emphasis on decentralized governance, religious pluralism, and social justice continues to resonate as guiding principles in modern Maharashtra and beyond. In understanding Indian history, the Maratha Empire offers insights into the dynamics of power, resilience in the face of adversity, and the interplay of cultural diversity with political unity. It serves as a reminder of the enduring spirit of innovation and adaptation that defines India's collective identity and aspirations for a pluralistic society. Ultimately, the Maratha Empire's historical significance lies not only in its military conquests and administrative achievements but also in its lasting impact on India's cultural mosaic and the ongoing quest for inclusive nation-building. Its legacy remains a source of inspiration and reflection, illuminating pathways towards understanding and appreciating India's diverse historical narratives.